I have started the recording. Perfect. Right. Good morning. My name is Jo, as James has just mentioned. So I'm going to be leading the presentation this morning and taking you through the COVID and beyond. So what COVID and beyond is, the subtitle, a step-by-step guide to protecting you in your business during a recession, is what I'm going to be talking about today. And that's me when I haven't cycled into work and got helmet hair. So who am I? So first of all, I'm a qualified accountant and have been for a long time, over 25 years. I worked for 20 years in industry, mostly manufacturing, mostly food, mostly chocolate. I did, like everyone, go to the things that I enjoy, and I like chocolate, and you tend to get the odd free bit of chocolate when you're working in one of these organisations. So that worked well for me. While I was in those organisations, I was primarily a commercial management accountant, which means I looked at numbers and produced summaries of those numbers, did analytics on those numbers, and created reports so that the businesses could make decisions, commercial decisions, on the way that they were going to move forward, look at project evaluation, budgets, general management accounts, all that kind of thing. So lots of analytics of numbers over 20 years in industry. I was then made redundant for the third time and decided I'd start out on my own. So I've been running my own business for around 12 years. I have an accounting practice on the outskirts of Leeds in a place called Garforth, which is not a million miles away from the Humber region. I have actually, in fact, you'll notice on there, maybe I've not got it on there, but I actually worked for Birdseye. Yes, it is on the slide, sorry. I worked for Birdseye up and over it closing. It wasn't my fault, I'd just like to say that. But I have, in fact, worked out in that area for a few years, but a few years ago. So yeah, so I started the accounting practice, got a team of 10, got a couple of hundred clients, and we support those in all of the things that you'd expect an accountant to support them in, plus lots of value-added activity because of my management accounting background. So I'm going to use some of that today in the agenda that we've got to look forward to. So the first thing that I'd like to talk about is the fact that we have got lots of moving parts at the moment. And if you're anything like me, you won't like the fact that there are lots of things that are outside your control. We always have things that are outside our control in our lives, and we need to not focus on those things, manage them perhaps, manage the effect that they have on us and on our businesses, but look at the things that we can control. But at the moment, that's just gone mad. So the things that we can't control are huge and have a massive impact on us, our lives, and our businesses. And how do we protect our business so that once all of those non-control elements get more controlled, we can come out of this fighting. We can come out of this current issue that lots of people are facing and grow, because we've put the right controls in place to grow from. They create a great platform for growth. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So the overrider is cash is king. Now, I'm not the first person to say that. I'm not going to claim that as my own phrase. Cash is king, queen, all of the courtiers, it's everything in business. If you don't have cash, the chances are you won't have a business. So I'm going to be talking about how you protect your cash position in a recession situation like we're in right now, and also protect your reputation. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And fundamentally, I like to think you protect your reputation by doing what you say you'll do. And that is a way that I live my life, is that if I say I'm going to do something, then I do it. And then people know that they can trust me. And that goes for everyone. And it does make life much simpler if everybody does that. Make mindful decisions. So whilst we're saying that we're protecting our reputation by doing what we say we'll do, we can't just assume that everybody else is going to do that. So we would like to think that everyone has a similar belief structure as we have and a morality structure as we have. Unfortunately, they don't have. And whilst I don't want to say to you, don't trust anybody, equally, I'm going to say to you, make mindful decisions and make sure you protect yourself, especially from people who you don't know. And understand your numbers. I'm not going to go into a lot of depth about this, but understanding your numbers is such an important thing when you're running a business. You need to understand your cash flow. You need to know what cash you've got coming in and what cash you've got going out, and whether you need to employ one of these SIBLs or bounce back loans or something to bring cash in the short term to allow you to leverage growth or even just survive. If you don't know what your cash forecast looks like, how would you know? How would you know whether you needed any more money to come into the business, whether what you've got is going to last you until more money comes in? So understanding your cash flow is really, really important. And I believe that there are other sessions that are focusing just on that James will talk about later. And also understanding where you make money. It's really important to know which elements of your business, if you're time stretched, which elements of your business makes money, which elements of your business don't, because there is really no point being a busy fool in any environment, but particularly not during a recession. So we'll start off by talking about suppliers. So we all have suppliers of goods and services. Oh, sorry, I think I've just changed something there, sorry. So we all have suppliers of goods and services, and we all had suppliers before all of this uncertainty happened and the recession started. But those people who were providing goods and services to us prior to this, can they still do it? You might have a supplier who you've had for years who now is working from home. And all bets are off because they can't do the same role from home. Now, lots of people can and have set up home office working solutions that are seamless. But for some people, it's not seamless. And maybe some of your suppliers are struggling. Maybe they're not able to supply the same level of service as they supplied before. What impact is that going to have on you? Can you talk to those